I thought I cut his mic. I swear I thought I cut his mic, but sometimes
you're good next time, buddy.
Yeah. Well, guys, here we are. It's episode 32 of the Coin Jam podcast. We made it. We're here. We're alive, allegedly. Liam is somewhere. We'll see if we're able to get him really to join and participate. Hope so. Keep my fingers crossed. I think Chance is no, yeah, you're there. I think Chance is awaiting his extradition, and so he might only be with us for a few minutes before he's taken away in cuffs. I know some of you will be very excited about that, but most of us will be disappointed. But it happens. But hey, me and Kay, old reliable Kay and I, we'll hold things down one way or another. So how are you guys doing?
Am I?
Aside from being chased by ice, or
hey man, you can do the easy way or the hard way. You made your choice.
You've been born in the right country. I'm just
hours and hours today. I'm great.
Good. And keep your eyes on the road. Is Sam with you, Liam? Can she help with production?
She's not here, but I've just got my maps up. That's all. I don't need to see her face.
Sam in the chat?
I don't know if Sam's in the chat, but you know who is in the chat? What would Jeff Kinder do has graced us with his presence. Now, being that he is getting on in age and has a little one at home, he often goes to bed a lot earlier these days, but we won't hold that against him, and we very much appreciate Jeff Kinder making a rare appearance. And if you guys don't know, Jeff Kinder has been in the hobby for a very long time. He was the proprietor of the Dragon Slayer Project website back in the day. He has an incredible collection. He has a YouTube channel. He does awesome restorations. So make sure you guys he's been in the hobby for almost 34 years. He's also got by far the best hair in the business. So make sure you guys are subscribed to Jeff's channel. Let's see who else is here. John Fisher, Overtime Arcade channel member, was first. Random Billy Bob, Dan's Racing, Wayne, Papa Sean 69, tubing in from Peterborough, Ontario. Patrick Barrett, a bunch of channel members. And Jeffrey Mays, what is going on? So if I haven't called out your name, that's because you didn't chat. So make sure you at least say hi in the chat so we know you are here. And we like to see all of our favorite people. Speaking of my favorite people, we've got Chance and Kay and Liam here. Why don't we hear from Liam real quick? Just tell us, Liam, what's your situation? What's happening? Are you running from the police or what's going on?
I'm on the way back from another pickup. The last 2 months have been absolutely wild for pickups. And I've been getting ready to put them all up on display. So I'm on my way home right now, just carrying a game in the trailer.
And you dropped one off too, I believe.
Yep. I treated a Tempest away. So finally getting some space back in my garage.
Very cool. We'll hear all about your updates in just a moment. But another person who, so Chance, what's the actual story here? You've got the 8-bit roundup virtual background going on. That's clearly not where you are because Calgary Fest or whatever it's called is over. So what's your deal?
I am in a nondescript location somewhere in southern Alberta. We are filming a Netflix TV show. And right now I'm staying in my buddy's fifth wheel trailer. He's actually just outside. He'll probably join us in a minute. It's Cody you've seen him on the Canadian Arcade a few times. Cody is our touring guitarist. He's the guy who does our painting and has been on a number of the pickup videos with me. So when we film on location, sometimes I come to a nondescript town in southern Alberta where Cody has a fifth wheel trailer and he lives, and I camp out of the fifth wheel trailer for a week at a time if need be, just because it's easier than 3 hours on the road back and forth. Yeah.
So the internet's good there, but you have you might be running back home.
Yeah. So we switched our internet provider at home, which is good that I'm here because I've got Starlink out here at the trailer, but back home we've got like 100 megabit download right now, which is a lot slower than the 3 gigabyte download that I paid for last week to be set up today. So The wife needs internet. I might need to go drive home tonight, drive all the way back so I can work first thing in the morning and figure that out. So, yeah.
So you might have 3 hours of driving ahead of you this evening.
A little bit, yeah. So we'll figure it out. I might have to leave early. We're just kind of figuring out what the plan is for Cody here, and we'll go from there.
Cool. So yeah, you and Liam driving all over the place. But Kay looks like he's in his normal stomping grounds. Isn't that right, Kay?
No, this is a virtual background. I'm actually right behind you in the fifth wheel trailer, so don't turn around because I'm going to get you.
Here you go. With a shiv. Very cool.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm not going all the way up there. Oh, he's dead.
And we did lose him. Perhaps there's been a solar coronary or whatever it's called, and his Starlink connection has been blown out.
No, I think the cops finally
back.
found him.
I went to go turn off the virtual background and I hit leave studio instead.
Those buttons are easy to confuse.
I don't normally use these silly backgrounds. Here, hold on. Here we go. Virtual background settings. So this is where I am right now in an old fifth wheel trailer.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we got some tech in here.
There you go. You bought like a 90-inch flat screen.
It's 50, 55. What is it?
Peasant.
55.
What I'm distracted by over here is I am cutting little pieces of ABS plastic and putting them into 50-gram baggies to mix with 175 milliliters of acetone per 50-gram bag to create the perfect ABS slurry to repair broken plastic on my Outrun Mini dashboard.
That or you're cutting drugs for the eventual AI overlords that we have coming for us.
I don't think you want to consume any more ABS. Put it in your system more than that's already in there.
Robot overlords.
Yeah, we're going from microplastics to macroplastics.
You stole the words right out of my mouth.
Macroplastics. It's like that guy who ate. There was a guy out there. I think it's in Guinness Book of World Records. He ate an airplane and ate a bicycle like a piece at a time.
Yeah, you believe that?
It's true.
Sure. Everything in the Guinness Book of World Records is beyond reproach.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wayne's leaving us.
Like certain Donkey Kong scores in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Exactly. Now your mic's kind of cutting up there. But yeah, General Strife is here in the chat, but Wayne is leaving us. I guess he's got priorities. Family comes first. So totally understand. But yeah, why don't we go around and do our typical beginning of show updates, recent pickups, projects you're currently working on, latest content from your channels. And let's start with Chance, just in case he has to. Oh, it's Cody. Wait, hold on. We got a special guest here. Cody, say hi.
Just appeared out of nowhere.
What's going on, Cody?
I'm just chilling out in the trailer.
Cody, is it weird to you that all of these guys know who you are from your exploits on the channel?
Yeah, no, it's weird.
That's weird, huh?
If it makes you feel better, I don't know who you are.
Okay.
He's a minor internet celebrity.
I don't watch anyone else's content, so.
Kay's on TikTok. It doesn't count.
Oh.
But I'm a celebrity there, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one of you guys is a better dancer, but you know.
Anyway, Cody, this is your first time on the Coin Gem podcast.
Yes.
Oh wow.
He is now a canon character.
You're not allowed to swear because if you swear, it makes Charlie sad.
Because I have to go back and bleep everything out in post production.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Chance? What have you been doing? Pickups, projects, or you just been working? How boring.
Sorry, I just ate a cheesy.
It's your turn to talk.
Yeah. It's my turn to talk, and I ate.
Yeah.
You knew this was coming.
I know. Hold on. There. I have picked up some new games.
Really?
Yeah. Since we
Arcade
last talked.
games.
Arcade games. Not simulator things. Actual arcade games. 2.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So, long story short, I wonder if I can. I'm just on my laptop here. I wonder if I can share my screen here. Hold on. Let's close off all the other tabs.
He's about to leave the studio again.
No. I'm gonna make this work because I posted these on Flickr. I'm gonna go.
What?
Here we go. Okay.
They still have that in Canada?
Flickr?
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm probably their number one customer.
It sounds like it.
Share screen. Can I do this?
Does it work?
Google Chrome would like your permission. Okay, cool. Let's do this. No, that's. I just have to give my computer permission. There we go. Allow. Okay, cool. Can I go entire screen? It won't let me. Okay, so screen sharing was canceled. Okay, so I've picked up 2 games. I picked up.
Do I need to give you permission?
You might have to.
You should be able to.
I don't see this working. Present, share screen. Oh, I know how to make this work. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right, Kay, what have you been up to?
Drugs.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you want me to like go? Because it'll take me.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I did pick up a few things. I did an online auction.
You did an auction?
Or I
You bought-
participated. I bought some stuff at an online auction, and I bought a truck full of stuff. I ended up buying a couple of crane machines, an asteroids cocktail, a trophy hunting, and one of those centipede, millipede, missile command, let's go bowling cabinets.
Yeah,
Ooh.
those are cool.
And that's all well and good. And then I realized that this auction was about 5.5 hours away, and now I got to go get this stuff
Oh, where was it?
in San Marcos, which is halfway between Austin and San Antonio.
Okay,
So it's an 11-hour round trip for me.
because you're basically in New Mexico.
I'm right on the edge of eastern New Mexico. Yeah. So yeah, I did all that in one day. By the way, I just went and got it and came back. That was a long day, but I did it. And one of the crane machines worked right out as soon as I grabbed it. The asteroids worked as soon as I got it too, and it had already been everything had pretty much already been redone on it too. Like it had all I had to do was change the big blue. The monitor had already been rebuilt, PCB had already been dealt with, and like all the preventative maintenance had already been done. So I just put a new big blue in it because that's the only thing that hadn't been done, and threw it on the show floor. It was ready. Trophy hunting, I just recapped the monitor. Just wipe it down. Threw it on the show floor. The centipede, millipede, missile command thing, it works, but it's got some issues with some of the games. Like the missile command, as soon as you fire a missile and it blows up, the game resets. So I don't know if it's like a corrupt ROM or
Weird.
what,
Yeah.
but and centipede, like whenever you start a game, like the sounds start to go out pretty quickly. The game will work, but the sounds will cut off. Millipede works fine. Let's Go Bowling works fine, but so I don't know if it's just a corrupt ROM or what, but I'll probably just end up finding a different board for it and throwing that in instead, rather than dealing with repairing it, because repairing is hard. I don't want to. Who has that kind of
probably
time?
got like surface mounted chips?
It's got like 1 or 2 socketed and all the rest are, yeah. And it's a tiny board anyway, so I'll probably just replace it because I don't think it's an expensive board in the first place.
Well, I mean, the class of 81 isn't the cheapest thing.
It's not, but I think this one's usually a lot cheaper than that one.
Is it?
But I also found I saw like a Facebook Marketplace ad that was advertising an estate sale, and it just said vintage arcade games. And so I
Nice.
was like, okay, I'll go check that out. And they weren't kidding about vintage because it was a lot of EMs and like Bronze Age games. And there were only a couple that were available for sale at the time. So I grabbed like a Roadrunner and a Drag Racer. And those are like early 70s games. They use like projections and they're like driving
And
games.
you pay for
They
time,
have,
right?
yeah, they just have a projector that you just kind of move a wheel left and right, and they don't have monitors or anything like that.
There's no score.
Yeah, well, there is a score, but it's just a scoring reel.
Mm.
It's just an EM reel. But the guy has a whole bunch more that are up on like a second floor, like a built second floor that he's going to need a forklift to get this stuff down. But he's planning to get them all down by the end of the year, and I'm probably going to end up buying a whole lot more. Because he got like 10 more machines. And it's a lot of like Chicago coin EMs and like rifle EMs. He had like a Sonic Fighter and some more Bronze Age stuff, like a Midway Racer and like Pong ripoffs, stuff like that. So it's just a lot of early mid 70s kind of stuff.
There were so many of those Pong ripoffs back in the day. Like we
yeah,
we run into them here all the time, where it's just like we go to look for it. And there isn't even a flyer, or there is a flyer, and like nobody's ever seen the game before, but someone found the flyer on the flyer archive, and it's like, holy crap! Like you'd be surprised how many Pong clones there are.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh, it's not Pong, it's ping pong or something like that.
Yeah,
it's the
They
same
forget to,
thing.
like, copyright it or something, so everyone was copying it.
yeah, like Scramble.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
and like Space Invaders, like Galaxian.
So I might end up with those later on down the line, but I picked those two up pretty cheap, so I'm hoping I can pick the rest of them up pretty cheap too.
Nice.
But I as long as you can get them down from that second floor, because I'm not bringing them down myself. I ain't doing that. No, thank you.
Yeah, no need to bust your back on something like that.
Especially since there's no stairs.
Yeah.
There's no stairs. There's no ladder. They were taken up there with a forklift. They'd have to be taken down with a forklift. So if you can get them down to a ground floor, then I'll take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, stuff like that's really neat. It's a very niche market. It's hard to find a buyer for that kind of stuff, but they are fun to work on, and they are neat when you get them working, because it's neat to see the really old technology and see how they can kind of work around the technology that they had at the time to make certain things happen. And those games aren't necessarily fun, but
They're
it's just
interesting.
they're
They're
interesting.
educational.
You're just like, I see what they were going for here. This is a neat idea, and I don't know if anyone's going to buy it, but maybe someone will. So, I have a few things like that in the shop already that are just kind of sitting there and it's just in the pile. And I'm sure these things will probably all end up in the pile too. But every once in a while, maybe I'll bring one out and just kind of toy with it and see what happens. And then it'll sit in the showroom for 18 months before someone comes by and be like, I'll give you $200 for that. Whatever.
And it's not like you spent much, right?
Yeah, as long as I get $50 more than I paid for it, then it's fine.
There you go.
That's probably about all I can hope for with stuff like that. But that's really all I've picked up lately. There hasn't been a whole lot of movement on pickups. Stuff that's come out on my TikTok channel lately has just been a lot of same old. I've built more 16-1s because that's what I build more of than anything, because that's what sells. So I've got a couple of videos of that. I think since the last podcast we've done, I've done a Spy Hunter pinball. I don't think I've done that since the last podcast. So I did the Spy Hunter pinball repair, and I've sold it since then. And I sold it to the same guy that bought the Raven and the Motor Dome, and previously the barbed wire. So now he has a Spy Hunter as well. So that guy does not
Quite
care.
a collection.
Yeah, he does not care about what other people rate pinballs. He enjoys all four of those pins very thoroughly. So
There you go. More power to
Pinside,
him.
Pinside might rate those pins like 5 or 6 out of 10, but he loves all of them. So
Hey man, somebody enjoys it, somebody plays it. That's all that matters.
I
Right?
played all those pins too, and I think they're unfairly rated. Look, they're not great. They're not Twilight Zone, but I don't think they're 5 out of 10 either.
Yeah.
Let them know when you when a Street Fighter 2 pinball comes across your way.
I mean, that one's not that great either, but I
Pretty
mean,
much spend the whole time bashing a car the whole game.
that's probably rated correctly, honestly.
Yeah.
As someone who has owned that pin before, that one's probably fairly rated.
Yeah. It's like Terminator 2 pinball. That game is so incorrectly rated.
I haven't owned one of those before, so I can't give a judgment.
Oh,
on
don't
that one.
bother. It's garbage.
I can't give a judgment day on that one. Anyway, but that's me. That's me. So if you want to get back to Chance before he gets deported or whatever.
Yeah, finally, Chance. Now that Chance is actually ready. Why don't you tell us what's
Hey,
going
look at
on?
that. I figured out how to do a thing. Okay, so long story short. Oh, this is the wrong picture. But it's
great.
No, it's fine. It's so easy to do this now. Okay. So
Give him another 20 minutes to figure it out.
No. Okay, so long story short, a couple of days ago, in our little collective that we have here in the Calgary area, one of our buddies messaged our little group chat with this picture. It is a dual screen Nintendo cabinet with Street Fighter 2 installed.
There you go.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, if you didn't notice, they've got Street Fighter 2 running on both monitors. So this showed up on Facebook Marketplace for 500 Canadian rupees. Rupees? I don't know, 500 Canadian bucks. It's like what, 30 bucks American? I don't care. Our dollar sucks. So I was looking at this and I was humming and hawing about it, and nobody else in our group chat seemed too interested in buying it. One of them was kind of interested, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to look at I'm on my way to go box up that Pioneer balloon at this moment. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And I go and I look at the map on Facebook Marketplace, and sure enough, it's like down the street from my house. I was like, okay, that's weird. So I reach out and I said, for 500 bucks, I'm like, I might as well, like, it's a dual screen. At the very least, if the cabinet's ratched and destroyed, I'll get a couple of good, Nintendo monitors out of the deal and a Street Fighter PCB. That's not a bad deal. So I reached out, 500 bucks, e-transferred the money, done and done. And then while I'm in the middle of doing that, in our group chat, this gets posted, the Defender that you just saw a second ago.
By the way, that's not the first dual cabinet turned into a Street Fighter 2 I've ever seen. I've had one before.
Have you really?
Yes. It
Why
was turned
is
into a Street Fighter 2 championship.
Why
Because
is this
everything got turned into Street Fighter 2?
Okay, fair.
That
So
way,
anyway-
spectators can see on the second screen.
Well, I guess, yeah. That's actually not a bad idea now that I think about it. So anyway, then while I'm just like the seconds as I'm like e-transferring this chick some money, this shows up in our group chat as well. And then look in the background of this picture. It is the dual screen Nintendo cabinet. And so I messaged the girl back. I'm like, hey, I can see that you're also selling this. Oh, I screwed it up. I can see that you're also selling this Defender cabinet. I'd be interested in that too, because it's got Golden Axe in it. She wanted 500 bucks Canadian for it as well. Not as good of a deal, but still the Defender cabinet doesn't look too bad. And she's like, yeah, I was wondering if you were going to want it. I was going to message you and see if you wanted both. And I'm like, yeah, done. $1,000. Here you go. Again,
Okay.
Defender, not as good of a deal, but I didn't really want nor needed
Golden Axe, the PCB is worth money.
Yeah, well, I wanted a PCB. I would really like, I've got a Golden Axe PCB, but it's got some issues that I have to repair. And I wanted to have a Golden Axe PCB because I might, in the future, on location, for location games, I might want a Golden Axe. Josh has a Golden Axe on location at Pinbar. It does really well. And, I thought, might as well have one just in case. So anyway, I find out that these are at a church down the street and like down the hill from my house, which was pretty awesome. So when I went and I grabbed them, I threw them in the back of the Acadia, went and picked them up.
You can fit two in an Acadia?
No, one at a time. And like I literally, so I don't know, I've got pictures of it. These were in the basement. Oh yeah, here we go. These things were in the basement. So we had to take an elevator and we had to go through these like really crowded, narrow alley or like hallways to get these poor games out. And Josh was going to come help me do this, but he had some work stuff that he had to take care of. So I ended up doing this pretty much by myself. But end of the day, those are my two pickups, minus also the armor attack that I finally did buy that we had talked about in previous episodes. I'm pretty sure we talked about that on a previous episode. With that armor attack with the 77 plays on it. So I bought that as well. So now in the last, I don't know, 2 episodes in the last month and a half, I've bought 3 games. So
I'm
Plan
proud
of
of you.
Attack. This Street Fighter, this was a punch out. I know that because there's a punch out tag on the back and there's a whole bunch of bits inside for a punch out. Interestingly enough, though, there's a Mario Brothers narrow body conversion back panel on this. So at some point in time, the Mario Brothers panel ended up in this, not the proper panel. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I know these games have been sitting down in that basement for 30 years, which is pretty crazy. And everything else is pretty much complete on them. The Defender. Okay, well, so Plan of Attack. So this dual screen will basically just sit in my garage until the day comes that I want to restore it.
In your
I've
what?
got garage.
Oh,
Garage. It'll sit in there and basically until I decide if I'm going to restore it. Right now it's value of being a Street Fighter board and having 2 decently working higher quality Nintendo monitors. I'm fine with just taking the monitors out and using them for other games for the time being. I have really no interest in in Punch Out or arm wrestling or Super Punch Out. I was considering a Play Choice 10, but I've already got a really nice Play Choice 10 in my collection, my single monitor one. That's the Wild Gunman cap.
And that's got the bent plexi, which means punch out, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this was definitely a punch out cap. So that's kind of what I've been thinking is just keeping this as a future project. And then as far as the Defender goes, so now that I look back at it, that Defender, I kind of picked it up mostly for the Golden Axe PCB. If I go into this picture here, so like all in all, it's just filthy inside, but it's still good. I mean, the wood on the front is a little swollen, but it's not the end of time. Nothing that we can't fix. The coin door on it's, really nice. And I've got a buddy locally who wants a Defender cabinet and then wants to restore, not fully restore, but wants to somewhat turnkey with some patina on it, a Defender cabinet. So I'll just make a deal with him. And that was part of the reason why I grabbed this, was just so that we had it in our collective. So I just pulled the trigger, went out and got it. And now it's going to go to a good home. I'm going to keep that PCB, and this will live on again as a Defender. So yeah, all in all, good couple of pickups.
Defender's a relatively easy restoration.
Yeah.
It's
And
got
I mean,
it's got the original artwork on it.
Yeah, and the artwork's not bad. Like there's some, I don't know if I can get a really good picture of this.
The stencil wasn't perfect from the factory.
No. I mean, there is some patina. There is some wear and tear on it. But it's not the end of the world. There's a couple of big marks on it, especially on the backside. But again, it's filthy inside. The monitor is disgusting, but they all are at that age.
Yep.
Not a bad deal. So I'm gonna make him happy. I'm gonna get the PCB out of the deal. And we ended up, getting a couple of games. We didn't film any videos on them because it was kind of like a knee-jerk thing, and Josh wasn't available, so just it didn't.
And
feel
you don't.
right.
I mean, you don't make YouTube videos anymore, so.
Oh yeah, whatever. How much of the next few minutes do you want to beep out and censor for the?
I can do none.
Pie.
I can make it real easy. What's up,
Got him,
Gazella's
Coach.
Arcade? Gazella's Arcade. I can't remember. You were rocking an Overtime Arcade T-shirt in your latest YouTube episode. because Cazella's Arcade does make YouTube videos. Everyone, make sure you are subscribed to his channel. He picks up some cool stuff.
I like how you pick on champs for this, but I don't even remember the last time I made a video.
Yeah, what's
That's
the
okay.
deal?
At least you're doing stuff. I see your stuff all the time in the Discord. You're constantly working on things. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. You showed off everyone else's games? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I'm
Yeah.
not doing something. I just built, a 2,000 square foot arcade for the greatest outdoor show on earth.
I know.
You can't coast on that forever. That's old stuff. What you done lately?
No, but I already have
you
some
officially-
preliminary plans for next year, though.
Are you officially in next year?
We're not talking about it yet. Probably closer to November, we'll sit down with them and discuss if we're going to actually do it or not. If we can, we can. If not, we won't. But the thought is,
you know what we should do? You know what we should do? Something that will finally put Calgary Fest on the map is we should let them fly us to Calgary and do a live episode of the Coin Jam podcast from Calgary Fest.
So you keep saying Calgary Fest and not on the map. It's like 105-year-old thing.
That's it?
Ooh. Okay, hold on. Where's the nearest airport to you, Charlie?
Dulles. IAD.
Dulles. Okay, let's go Google Flights. Google Flights. From Dulles. DC. Washington, DC. I've been to that
IAD.
airport. Yeah. To YYC. Return.
It's my favorite Rush song.
I hate Rush so much. Can I do flights in
Aren't
July?
they? But they're Canadian.
Yeah, just because they're Canadian doesn't make it right.
I mean, that's
Okay,
what
so
I've been saying, but
flights in July, you're looking at from the 3rd of July to you wouldn't be here for the whole thing, but let's say from how many days? Like a weekend?
sure.
Okay, so from the 3rd of July to the 5th of July, you're looking at $670 Canadian for flights.
Okay. I'm sure the Canada Fest can cover this
Well, I doubt
for a
it.
bunch of internet celebrities like us. We
Okay, hold on.
can even stay in Cody's fifth wheel to
Yeah, we'll have
keep
him
the
park
cost
it.
low.
We'll have him park it in the south end of town, and you can find it.
No, I expect the VIP treatment. I bet it gets
Here you go.
5-star hotels there.
Hey, what's the closest airport to you?
MAF.
MAF. Midland International.
Sounds appropriate.
Yeah. Midland, Texas. Holy crap, your flights to Calgary are like 3 times as much.
Well, yeah, because there's going to be like 8 connecting flights.
Yep. Liam, where's your nearest airport?
I'd have to go to Dallas or Houston first.
Probably the same as Charlie.
Probably Dulles.
Yeah, you could also put DCA. Like we have 3 airports here.
Well, you got Reagan there, don't you?
We got Reagan and technically BWI, but BWI is not worth driving to unless it's a cheaper international flight.
BWI is Baltimore, isn't it?
Yeah, it's actually it's propaganda to call it the Baltimore Washington airport. It's really the Baltimore airport.
Okay. So in theory, it would be $2,000 just in flights.
Yeah.
And $2,200 Canadian just in flights, and more than half of that is Kay's flight. So the 2 of you are welcome to come. I don't
There
know
you go.
about Kay.
All expenses paid by the government.
You have to
of
bring my
Canada.
girlfriend too, so it's going to be double.
Oh
There you
no,
go.
no.
We'll drink Canadian beer. You know.
I'm surprised that flights from Texas to Alberta aren't cheaper.
I bet you if you go from a more major airport like Dallas or Houston or Austin or something
Yeah.
like that.
Like
Yeah.
a real city.
Yeah.
Like a real city, yeah.
Well, Liam, sounds like you've got a decent enough connection. Why don't you give us the rundown on everything you've been up to lately?
So, as you recall, last month I picked up a whole bunch of games, and I'm sort of continuing that streak. I've been trading a lot, and I've picked up a bunch of stuff, mostly in the last 2 weeks. Let's see. I traded Asteroids for a Baby Pac-Man, Asteroids Deluxe. Baby Pac-Man does not work, but it is complete. Needs quite a bit of love, but I am confident I'll be able to fix it. I recently picked up a Marble Madness and an Ivan Stewart Super Off-Road with the track pack, the little Cabaret 2-player version. And in the back of my car right now, I've got a Joust 2 complete, not working. But luckily, I have an extra TV set.
Is it a Joust TOO, like another Joust, or a Joust TWO?
Joust 2, the sequel, the vertical one.
The good one.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that, but I do love Williams games, so I am a bit of a sucker for it.
So with that,
I also forgot one more, a Black Widow as well.
Nice.
That came in a couple days ago. Empty, but so I have most of the parts to bring it back.
So with Joust 2, which what are the remaining Williams games you would need to get?
4 or 5 if you count Splat. I need Turkey Shoot, Mystic Marathon, Blaster, Stargate, and Splat.
Well, one of those is a lot easier to get than the others.
Oh, for sure. I just haven't bothered with it yet. I haven't even gotten my Defender working. But I'm wondering maybe if I can trade my extra Joust 2 set for a Mystic Marathon set and just build one.
Maybe. I think the cabinet plans are available.
It's the same as Bubbles.
Is it really Mystic Marathon?
Mystic Marathon dedicated cabinets were exactly the same as Bubbles. Flat.
What's the I always confuse, and this is weird, I confuse Mystic Marathon with Cosmic Cruiser.
What?
Yeah, I know. Totally different games, different manufacturers, but in my mind, I get those confused a lot. I don't know.
I've never even heard of that other one.
Cosmic Cruiser?
Yeah, I don't know
Bally Midway game. It's the same character as
the Wacko sequel.
Yeah, it's the same character as Wacko.
Yeah. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So are any of these pickups or projects going to result in a episode of Retrobotics?
At this point, we have so many pickups that I have yet to make a video on. It's probably most prudent to just do an update video of some kind and just run through and be like, here's the dozen machines that we picked up in the last few months and didn't do a single update on. Here's Star Rider. It works.
You know, Liam, that's a great idea. I think you should do that.
Do a project tour.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way. I can't get in the garage right now. There's too much stuff.
You could do a warehouse raid in your own garage.
You just stand on top of one game and point at some of the others.
Well, speaking of which, you know who's on a tear is Bob Cunningham, who has if you
raided a whole warehouse.
Several, right? So if you follow As Found Arcade Machines on Facebook, he's kind of taken up the mantle of Coin Op Warehouse to some degree, and he's even doing like auctions and sales on his Facebook page. But last couple of weeks, I think he's hit like 3 warehouses. And what's cool is he also does tours of them. He'll show up and do like a 5-minute walkthrough, probably for his own records too, but then also posts it, as a way of like promoting an upcoming sale and getting people excited about what he's got. But he gets, excuse me, all kinds of crazy stuff. So his prices are usually pretty decent. Retail, but the better end of retail. And, you know, unlike Kay, he doesn't restore them. Kind of comes with the name of as found arcade machines. And the ones that hadn't sold, he did an auction, and some of those prices were really good. I think he's I want to say like northern Kentucky, maybe near Cincinnati, something like that. Is it Nicholasville or something? I think he has 2 warehouses. But anyway. Cool. Anything else, Liam?
No, just those, I think. Just working on projects. I'm going to try to bring in 3 more machines into the arcade this week. If I can get the Joust 2 running, and then bring in the off-road and the Marble Madness. I might stick another Gemma board in the Black Widow cabinet just to have it running for now until I get all the parts ready. Other than that, no, just trying to get projects going slowly.
And the Marble Madness works, right?
The Marble Madness does work. I do need to fix some of the lighting on it. The start buttons don't work. There is no mod for the lit track balls, which I really like, so I want to put that in. But other than that, the game is working fine.
Cool.
It's a great machine. I love Marble
Oh, yeah.
Madness.
I mean, I got one before you, but mine is nowhere near working. So, yeah. Cool. Well, as for me, I've been busy. Not with pickups, though. If you guys can believe that I've made a grand total of 0 pickups in the month of September. Mostly because
anymore?
I know, mostly because Liam has been getting all of them. I have been passing up on deals because my garage is full. I've been trying to get rid of some games. Let's say and we got Jumping General, Overtime Arcade channel member Jumping General in the live chat. I sent him a list today of the games that I want to get rid of. Very eager to sell Quarterback, the Leland Quarterback, very, very cheaply. I got a Project 10-Yard Fight, dedicated 10-yard fight with a working PCB I could get rid of. I could see myself getting rid of the Missile Command Cocktail, the Do Run Run, and the Dig Dug Cocktail, the Time Pilot. You know, once I restore the Thief and Native Defense, they might not stay. Space Invaders Deluxe. So there's games I want to, because I'm full, and I have also been holding on to a Lock and Chase that Dillweed traded to Jeff Kinder, but I'm sort of the Sherpa bringing it to him. But I have been busy working on stuff. Let's say I've been working on a ton of monitors, continuing. I now have like 6 20s, maybe 7 20EZs I'm supposed to fix. I've done like 4 of them so far. I've got a 2 Sharp XM 2001 Ns, so the 20-inch version of the Sharp monitor that was in the red tent. This is the one. I got the lower one here. I'm still testing reproduction flybacks for Arcade Parts and Repair. My Versus Unisystem has a Sharp monitor, the XM 2001N, that I need to rebuild. Was working on, we did for the monthly members only live stream for this month, I did a 5-hour marathon session on a Neotech NT 2515C, which is the same monitor that was in my Primal Rage that I sold. I've got another Neotech that I'm trying to put into the Neo Geo. Figure that was appropriate. Neotech for Neo Geo. Breaking news. We've got a $500 million Canadian super chat donation from Papa Sean 69 from beautiful Peterborough, Ontario. I've never been to Peterborough. I've never been to Ontario. The only Canadian province I've been to is Newfoundland. But Papa Sean, channel member, says this is to buy a good Canadian beer when you visit the Stampede. To me, the most famous Canadian beer is Molson, right?
$5 won't even pay for the tip.
$5 won't. That. But Sean knows that. But
Thank you, though.
yeah. Normally I'd hit the cha-ching button on my soundboard, but
Not enough. Oh well.
okay.
I still appreciate it. Is in Canada, is Molson considered the Canadian beer?
No, God no.
No.
What are you drinking here? Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's 4.9%.
That's about as Canadian as it gets, right?
No, God no. This is like an American beer.
I know it's Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah. Established in Milwaukee. I'm drinking Stiegel Radlers because it's summer
Okay.
and I have them in the fridge.
I'm
I
drinking
don't know.
tap water, Virginia tap water.
So that's basically every American beer. I don't know. It's tough. It's like a regional thing. Like, because if you live in Saskatchewan, you're probably drinking Pilsner.
Yeah.
If you live in Alberta or BC, you're either drinking Kokanee, Molson Canadian, or Coors.
Yeah.
Yeah, some Budweiser. You used to drink Budweiser all the time.
Used to.
Yeah. So it's a mix, right? We just drink beer. We're Canadian.
So yeah,
like
if you
we
live down
think of-
here, you're probably drinking natural light or you're doing meth. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Or you're
what's
doing
it
that.
called?
Or both. You might be doing both.
When I think of Texas, I think of
Lucky Star.
Shiner.
Shinerbach. Yeah.
Shiner. Or what is that other Texas? Gold Star. Lucky Gold Star is LG Electronics.
Boxer.
Anyway, thank you, Papa Sean. But yeah, I've been working on those monitors. 5-hour marathon session because that's a 40 capacitor cap kit. And at the end, it's not syncing right. So I've been working with Mike from Mike Sandwich Arcade Monitor Repair and also Mecca. Shout out Mecca. He never watches this, but even though he's been a guest, hoping to get that work. I ordered a new sync IC, hoping that'll do the trick, but we'll see. I've also got a Geo 7 FBO on the bench. That's another flyback I'm testing for Arcade Parts and Repair. Anyway, I've been doing a ton of cabinet repair. The Outrun Mini Cabaret, that cabinet is fully done. I had to basically reattach one of the toes on the front of the cabinet. That's all totally done. The cabinet work, at least. The next thing for that is to repair the plastic dashboard for the control panel, which is all cracked and like pieces that are broken. And so what I was distracted by earlier is I'm using a technique that channel member Mark found. Somebody else on this is a known thing. I'm not sure anyone's ever done it in the hobby, but basically it's a way to repair ABS plastic. And what you do is you take other ABS plastic and you chop it up into little pieces and you measure out 50 grams of it. And this is a baggie with 50 grams of chopped up ABS plastic. You mix that with 175 milliliters of acetone, and you let that sort of melt in a jar overnight, and that creates a slurry. And it's almost like Bondo for ABS.
Did you not know this?
No.
So you have this, like, basically it's like melted plastic that the acetone is keeping it melted. You paint that on and then let that dry. The acetone evaporates and you basically created like plastic Bondo. And you can do that in layers, right? And it's sandable and paintable when you're done. So that's how I'm going to repair the plastic.
So a lot of people don't know this, but unless you've watched the channel, but Cody is our paint and bodywork guy. So like when it comes to paint and bodywork or like Bondo and basically all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know this, that this was an ABS slurry kind of thing that you could do?
No, but that repair stuff is getting that expensive. That might be a good option.
Yeah.
Huh. So that's what I'm doing with the dashboard. That'll probably be next weekend's video. Also, I've got that extra stripped joust cabinet that I'm turning into a J-Rock Multi-Williams from my buddy Mark's Arcade back to the media. The cabinet work is all done. I had to chop off the bottom 6 inches on both sides just because of the typical Williams. The bottoms of the cabinets get chewed up because the leg levelers fall off and they get dragged. So sawed off the bottom 6 inches of the sides. The front and back were fine. The bottom of the cabinet's fine. It's just the sort of sides. And bought a biscuit joiner. So I'd never had a biscuit joiner before. That was actually a lot easier and more fun to use than I thought it would be. And that was all done. I've got a coat of paint on it, and that's I'll put another coat of paint on tomorrow. I did the main painting for the episode. I did some touch up with spray paint, and then I'll do the final coat tomorrow. I primered, and Cody should be proud of this. I primered, I lightly sanded the primer, put a coat of paint on. I lightly sanded that because there's little sort of like, imperfections, so it's going to come out pretty nice, I think, just for a multi-Williams, but, want to do it right because it's going on location in public. And yeah, I have been putting a lot of clothes in the laundry just covered in Bondo dust and sweat. So yeah,
Literally what he's covered in right now. Literally.
There you go, man.
Literally just got off work like 2 blocks away from the lot.
both regular Bondo and the fiberglass Bondo. Question for Cody, though. A couple of folks have recommended. I know I've never done it, but Troy's Restorations has done it. The what's the it's like liquid Bondo that you pull. What is it? I know another channel member. Oh gosh, who was it? I got it right here. Oh, Russell. I forget what it's called.
Are you talking like a JB Weld type product?
No, it's like literally a liquid. You have to make a form and you pour it in. Gosh, let me find it real quick.
What?
Yeah. Liquid Bondo resin.
Oh yeah, okay. This just
Yeah.
It's just resin.
This is resin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Resin's
I don't
resin.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think there's a Bondo brand of it.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, Troy's Restoration has done that for cabinets. And Russell had good results too. He's working on a Pango, just like here. A Pango that I picked up for him in Pennsylvania and then ferried it to Nashville to Cameron and McCaslin. And then Dillweed picked it up from Cameron, took it to Indiana, and then it made it fasten all the way to Colorado. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been working on. What about you, Cody? Have you done anything? Have you doing anything arcade related lately?
No, I've been stuck. I've been going through the Big D, and
The big D.
stuff is on hold.
Sorry,
Right
sorry to
That's
hear
a
that,
big D
brother.
right here.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
So it's I don't have a garage right now. I lost the garage and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just kind of living through Chance right now. He's got a bunch of projects I can help him out with, and my collection's pretty small right now.
Cameron McCaslin said, "Speak of the devil, entered the video and heard my name immediately." Well,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Good stuff. Well, cool. So we've got a topic that Chance suggested this, and I was like, yes, that's cool. And he wants to talk about price policing. We've talked about pricing before and how to come up with good prices if you're selling, how to come up with reasonable prices if you're making an offer, looking
Should
at
I give the preamble to this before we get too deep into it?
Why don't you do it?
Is that okay? Is it okay? So
Please.
yeah, sorry. I before we get caught away on this, because everyone hears the term price policing and it's like, oh, like don't be a beep on the internet on Clav or anything. But okay, so I'll give you a little bit of backstory about what happened. And then I want to discuss this form of price policing, okay? So one of the guys that I work with, who we've all had this in the hobby. Yeah, we've all had someone in the hobby that's like, oh, cool, you're into arcade games. Like, can you find me this game? And if you're not K, usually like, oh no, let me look around. Let me try and find it, right? So an acquaintance of mine at work, who grew up in the era of asteroids, saw me wearing one of my shirts the other day, one of my arcade themed shirts, and said, hey, like, could you find me just a regular asteroids cabinet? Nothing crazy, just an asteroids, not a deluxe, something turnkey. I don't know a lot about arcade games. What do you think? And I said, well, give me a minute. I'll put the word out on the local Facebook groups and amongst some friends of mine and see if we can't find something. So I put it up on Facebook, and I said, hey, like, picture for attention. I'm looking for this game. If anyone sees one, let me know. And later that day, another collector who I know, who lives about 5 hours north of me, sent me a link to
and asteroids that's on Facebook Marketplace. Now, quick, Charlie, what is the going rate in American dollars for a decent asteroids cabinet?
Complete working,
Sure. Let's say your average condition.
$700.
Yeah,
700 bucks.
700, 1,000 at the top range.
Okay, yeah, and to translate that into Canadian, yeah, we in our area, in our location, I would say anywhere from about $600 Canadian at the lower end, all the way up to $1,200 Canadian on the high end. So that's roughly on par with you guys. So I get it sent a link by another collector friend of mine, and 4 hours, 5 hours north of me, there is an asteroids cabinet that needs some monitor work. It's probably about I'd say a 6 out of 10. It's not great. It needs some work. Definitely needs some monitor work. And he had it listed for 3,200 Canadian. Now, he's reduced the price to 2,800 Canadian. And this is the only one listed in the area. So it's not like one will come along. I get that. But my buddy that I'm working with is from out of town. He's from the interior BC. So he's not going to be around for very much longer. We're working on this show till December. And I'd like to try and find him something. But herein lies the question. So I took our little collective group that we have locally here in Calgary, and I showed it to these guys, and I said, hey, does one of you guys want to reach out? Because if I reach out, this guy's going to say, absolutely not, block me, if I try to price police him or offer him what it's actually worth. Because I've checked, the guy's not part of the regular community. He probably bought it from one of the bigger resellers here, probably paid exorbitant prices or saw eBay prices. So one of my buddies reached out to him and said, hey, back and forth conversation. And eventually they got to price. And he says, yeah, I'll give you $1,000 Canadian for it. The guy blocked him right away. Argued with him for a minute, then blocked him. So I'm like, okay, well, another one of my buddies could probably reach out and try and, say just some other random person reaches out to him and goes, oh, maybe this is only worth about $800, $900, $1,100. Who knows? But I guess the question begs the question, if there was a game out there, if there was a game available, whether it's a common game like Asteroids or something very uncommon but may not get a high price point, and somebody wants a ludicrously large amount of money because maybe they paid that, or they see it on eBay and they didn't know what to price it as, so they eBay priced it.
And how much did they list it for again?
Originally 3,200 Canadian, and then they lowered it to 2,800 Canadian. And then he blocked my buddy when he offered him $1,000 Canadian. It's probably worth about $700 Canadian. Let's be honest. But how do you argue that? How do you compete with that? Do you just walk away? Because that's one option. You just walk away and you say, hey, I'm never gonna. I'll wait for the next one. But if it's something uncommon, and the guy's pricing is out to lunch, how do you price police somebody without being offensive? I guess is the question.
Again, you point left. There's a computer space on Facebook Marketplace right now. The guy wants, I think, $32,000 for it, and it was originally listed for $80,000 USD for trade for a single-family home. It might be a little bit out there on that pricing, I think. Just a little bit, but there is no arguing with that guy. All you could do is point and laugh and go, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Not about to buy that.
He's going to be stuck with it until he drops his price to something reasonable, or finds a sucker, or finds some stay-at-home soccer parent who wants it for their significant other because they don't know any better.
So there are some strategies, and you kind of hit on one, which is to sort of brigade them a little bit, right? Get your collective going, and not all at once, but over a series of
couple of days,
a week or two. Everyone sort of sends, and they should be a little bit different. Somebody's offering 500, somebody's offering 600, right? And let them get blocked, let them get blocked, let them get blocked, and then nothing. And then a couple weeks later, you go in and say, here, hey,
because eventually that'll wear the guy down. And if he did, yeah, that's right. If he did eBay price the thing,
yeah,
maybe it corrects him. Maybe he knows what he has. Maybe it's a divorce list special, right?
Maybe well, and here's the thing, like, so a couple people are chiming in the chat. Cameron says he'll send the vintage arcade gal guide, the Exity guide, or comps on Facebook or Club. But the problem is that then they'll see asking prices on eBay, and like, so you often have people. One of the things with Facebook Marketplace in particular is you have sellers that just don't buy and sell stuff ever, right? And sometimes it's a good thing, and they'll sell you a Red Baron for $100, right? Or sometimes they'll try to sell an Asteroids for $3,200. But if you can give them some kind of reference point, and it's funny, I turned off my camera to go find this book, because this is the original price guide from 2004, written by Bill Kurtz. It's called The Encyclopedia of Arcade Video Games.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'll go here, it's listed, it's not alphabetical, it's listed chronologically. So let me find Asteroids real quick here.
Which is really
Lunar
weird that he
Lander.
listed that chronologically, but it's more of a history book than anything.
Yeah. So if you look, it says for Asteroids, I don't think it'll focus. It says 400 to 750.
Yeah.
Asteroids is one of the most expensive games in this book, because at that time it was like at its pinnacle of popularity. And so this price hasn't gone up, but like let's pick just a random thing later. Kangaroo, $200. Wild Western, $100. How would you like to get a $100 Wild Western, Jeff Kinder?
Yeah.
Let's see.
So this also brings
Robbie
up
Roto, $200. So like you can have this and not let them look at the date and say, here's the price guide. This is literally a printed hardcover book. This is the authority. It's an encyclopedia. But
I've got a 2005 Mr. Pinball price guide I'd like to show them.
There you go.
Hold on. This brings up an interesting point. In an unrelated matter, not long ago, I helped. We'll leave names out of this one, but not long ago, I helped price out some arcade games for a business. And one of those games, and I used, when I price out things, I do a couple of different things. I look at historical prices based off of the price, the location, and when the price was posted. And I, like on Clov or on Facebook groups, and I kind of get an average of what the market is at. I also look at the Exity price guide, because John's pretty much on point with a lot of his prices. And then I look at,
John only updates it like every 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I think he's updated it twice since COVID.
Which is why you just have to be careful with that. And then I looked at the Vintage Arcade Gal price guide. And I'll be honest, some of those prices are on point, but some of the prices in like when I priced out this game, it was a very uncommon game. And the price was listed for it was literally twice what it should have been in the guide. And so I'm
Gal is based in California, so the local prices are going to be higher.
But seeking to understand that there's no way that this is kind of the thing. It's like price guides, you just got to be very careful. There's no real blue book in our world, right?
Yeah.
And
there's not enough volume.
Yeah, there's always going to be different between bro pricing, or what we call here locally Josh pricing. There's going to be like collector pricing, there's going to be marketplace pricing, and there's going to be eBay pricing. Yeah. And you just got to be careful. But I guess my question is really like, other than getting your local group of people to slowly wear the guide down, other than just saying like, hey, like FYI, looking at this price guide, or seeking to understand where he got the pricing from and having a conversation, which we've tried, and he'll just block you. How do you, like, you can't just walk away from it. Like it's an Asteroids. There's going to be another Asteroid showing up locally.
And there's two other things I think about sometimes too.
Unintentional success before by walking away from things and then coming back. Like talking with someone, trying to see if they're flexible in the price. They're not. Saying, oh, well, I can't afford that. Here's what I think it's probably worth. Good luck with your sale. And then walking away. And then a few weeks later coming back and being like, hey, still set on that? I see you haven't sold it. And then actually it has them drop the price then.
Well, I mean, that strategy might work, because if you look at his pricing on Facebook Marketplace, he had it listed in the 3,000s, and now he's dropped it down a few $100. So he's actively trying to sell it. It's not like his wife
Well,
told him to get rid of it and he put an unrealistic price on it because no one will buy it. And he knows that.
see, that's the thing. I'm not convinced of that, right? Because like my radar is always up for two things. One is my wife is making me sell this price, right? Like, oh, I want this out of here, right? And all he needs to do is convince her that it's $3,200, right? It's like, I don't want to get ripped off. I don't want to leave money on the table. And he'll post that to, keep her happy. And even dropping it down could be, why hasn't this thing sold yet? Well, times are, let me take a couple $100. So that's a possibility. The other thing, and this is more of an eBay thing, and also there's some auctions, especially in the New York State area, that I have questions about this, is money laundering. Right? I would be shocked if it wasn't the case that a significant double-digit volume of eBay sales is just straight money laundering, right?
Yeah.
There is no product, no goods are ever transferred, but they're simply creating a paper trail and a digital transfer of funds that's just straight money laundering.
Yeah.
Right. Like we see prices on stuff on eBay, like who in their right mind would spend $3,200 on a Project Asteroids?
Yeah.
But they don't have to provide proof to anyone that any good was exchanged. They say, hey, there was a sale on eBay. This person transferred whatever, the money through PayPal. eBay's happy because eBay gets its cut, right?
Yeah.
Uncle Sam gets the taxes, from it, and nobody's the wiser, right? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tony Arrowwood, Arcade Woodshop out here? So there's that, right? But in terms of like to Liam's point, patience is good, and being willing to walk away. Like, and a lot of this one, and I did a video about this last year. One of the things that this hobby is good for so many things, right? Like learning how to fix stuff, and you can transfer those skills to other things, around the house, or you're more willing to try fixing things on your car, type of stuff, right? Another thing that this hobby can help teach you is buying and selling stuff, right? Like if you don't do it as part of your job, right? Most people don't do a ton of sales where there's negotiation involved. They buy retail stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they're not like negotiating with customers or negotiating with buyers on pricing. And so there's strategies that you can employ here, right? And like to Liam's point, right? Like the term for what he described is, the being willing to walk away is like, often called best alternative to a negotiated agreement, right? Like if you're trying to negotiate a contract, or let's say you're hiring somebody, or you're applying for a job, right? One of the best ways to, negotiate salary is if you already have a good job, but you want, you take a chance at applying for another job. If you already have a really good paying job, you're in a great negotiating position to negotiate for an even better, salary, right? And be willing to stick to your guns and not just simply take what the first offer is, versus if if you're in the unfortunate position where if you're out of work, right, and you need a job, well, then it's a harder negotiating position for you to especially if there are other candidates in the mix, whatever. But I think that's those types of skills are something you can learn or hone or practice just being in this hobby, which can help you when you're buying a car, right? Negotiating that, right? If you're buying a house, negotiating that, right? Like understanding like, hey, you got to do the research, and the best thing you can do, whether you're a buyer or seller, is to become as informed as possible on what the current market conditions are, what comps are, what all of those things look like, so you have as much information as possible to bring to bear. What about UK? How about when you're buying or selling stuff, and your customers or whatever have an unrealistic expectation? If you're trying to buy something and they don't know, they want a ridiculous price, or I think your stuff is pretty, especially for buying from a business, your stuff is very fairly priced. But if you have a customer thinking that they're going to get a color vector game for $200, how do you kind of help walk them through the process of understanding what reality actually is?
So when it comes to your scenario of seeing a machine on like Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever that's just way too high a price, and how do you approach it? I don't. I just straight up don't approach it at all. I used to. I used to try to, you know, I used to try some of those approaches and, show them the price guides or show them previous sales or whatever. Just try to tell, eBay's how eBay works. Like, they can post whatever price they want. That doesn't mean that's what the actual price is. Try to explain it to them. People don't like to be wrong. They don't like to admit that they're wrong. They would rather just block you and try to sell it for, that price just to prove that they're right. So I don't approach those people anymore. I just let them be wrong, let them try to sell it at whatever price they feel like trying to sell it for, and I will never message that person. It's not that I'm willing to walk away, it's that I'm not willing to try to approach in the first place. I don't want to deal with that.
Do you have want to buy ads?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Does that help, do you think?
Not much. I do have. I very rarely get hits on like Craigslist and stuff like that.
I've had pretty good success with one to buy ads.
Yeah, we have a bunch of people here locally that have them posted as well.
Publicly posted or like Clove?
Publicly posted, like on Kijiji. A lot of people do that. It depends on the time of year, or every couple of years it changes from someone to another one. But sometimes a really go-getter in the hobby will post like a want to buy ad, and they'll just take whatever they can get and turn away certain things. It's a decent little filter.
That massive pickup I had last month came from a want to buy ad.
But was that on Clove or like Facebook Marketplace?
Craigslist, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie, do you not do this?
So not directly. What I do is I get to benefit from my friendship with the proprietors of Back to the Media. They have want to buy ads everywhere, but they don't just buy arcade machines. They buy pins, they buy records, they buy console games and comic books, and they'll often buy out like entire collections, estates, whatever. They've at least a couple times bought like tractor trailers of vinyl. Mega collectors will have like I get a couple of times there were collectors that passed away that had their collection stored in containers, like tractor trailers that were on their property, just packed with vinyl. And they'll take a year, they'll buy it, and they'll take a year or two, empty it out, cataloging it, and putting it for sale. And so they've got all kinds of want to buy ads all over the place. And, if there's an arcade machine that they aren't particularly interested in because they've already got that one, or it's not one that would do well on a public location, it's really only something a collector would want, like this, like the Red Baron, like I got
You got games on location there as well.
and I do have games on location there, including a 2-player Super Off-Road with a track pack, just like you. I got that one actually from Stephen Wallard up in upstate New York, who often watches. He might not be here tonight. But anyway, I've gotten quite a few games, at least maybe 5 or 6, as a result of their want to buy ads. So I don't even have to post them myself and deal with it. And what they'll do is, often the person will say, "Hey, I've got a whatever." What was an example? The Balicente cabinet that had been converted to a 1-slot Neo Geo. I got it for $75, and I ended up getting a second Outrun Mini for $75 because they had no idea they whatever, and they said, "Oh, we're not interested in that." But I know someone who might be interested in, like, sometimes they'll even negotiate for me. Oh, it'll probably be worth like $50 or $100.
That's how you got your Red Baron, wasn't it?
Kind of, slightly indirectly. So with the Red Baron, it was an estate sale. The person was primarily a pinball collector. They had maybe 10 pinball machines and only like 2 or 3 arcade machines. They contacted Mark about pins, but they sent him photos and he saw the Red Baron in the background. They wanted way too much for the pins. Probably market, but way too much that I wouldn't want to spend. But then I saw that pinball machine get listed on Facebook Marketplace like a month later, and I saw that I only knew that it was Red Baron because I had seen other photos, and I think it was Lost World or something pinball machine, and I saw like the colors, like a glimpse of the cabinet in the background, and I don't think it would have been necessarily immediately obvious to other people, but I contacted the seller just out of the blue. And I said, hey, I see you've got this listed. I'm not interested in the pin, but I noticed that there's a Red Baron in the background. Would you ever be interested in selling that? And they said, yeah, but it's not working. So it's yours for $100. And I said,
yeah,
I'll be there this afternoon.
Wow.
So
he knew what he had.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of different techniques, I think, but some people just, like you said, don't want to be told. Yeah, the carnival was another example. Thank you, Billy Bob. It used to be right here. The carnival was, I think, might have been the first example of a game I got through Mark's want to buy ads. Somebody contacting him. So those I think do pan out, and often. Someone who's looking to sell that probably wants, and is responding to a want to buy ad is probably not super, knowledgeable about it. They're looking for a quick sale. And that's another thing, like Chance, you were saying, you've given advice to friends that were looking to sell stuff. I've done that too. And one of the questions I ask them is like, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to get rid of this as quickly as possible and make a decent amount off of it? Or are you trying to maximize what you're getting with the understanding that it'll take you a longer time to find the right buyer that's willing to pay, real top of market? Somebody contacted me like a week or two ago. They posted something somewhere on Facebook, and a viewer saw that it was in West Virginia and told them to contact me. And it turns out that they're like 6 hours away from me, so it's not like a close thing. But they start messaging me. I think it was a younger kid, maybe late teen, early 20s, just reached out to me, and they had just a pile of junk parts, probably a dozen or so, just random control panels. They looked like they had dumped bins onto the ground of a garage. There's just buttons everywhere and joysticks, random stuff, like no monitors, no PCBs, no cabinets, just all kinds of random stuff. And I couldn't tell if the kid thought he was sitting on a gold mine, but he was like, at the one hand, I think he was like trying to get me to make him an offer. And I'm like, I asked him, like, are you trying to, squeeze every dollar out of this, which will be a ton of work, right? Or you trying to just sell it all at once and just get rid of it and get something for it? And he said the latter, but I don't think that was true, because I told him, like, look, I don't have, it's going to be very rare to find a person who actually needs all of this stuff. It's just a bunch of random stuff, right? Like, and I said, look, you're 5 or 6 hours away from me. If you meet me halfway, I'll give you $200. If I'm going all the way there, I'm only going to give you $100.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what about these control panels? I was like, look, if you want, you could sell all this stuff on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything's going to sell. It's going to take you forever. It'll be a ton of work to list them individually and take pictures. And, you don't have a existing eBay account. People are not going to spend top dollar on an eBay seller with zero feedback, right? It's going to be a ton of work to even just list them, taking pictures and listing them, and then, packaging up and shipping all of that, especially if you're not experienced and you don't know how much to add. I'm sure this will just take me $10 to ship. Shipping a populated control panel for $10, good luck, right? So, he didn't really take my advice. I saw the stuff pop up on eBay, and he's asking like $150 per control panel. These things are not pristine. They're not, nothing's like particularly rare. So more power to them. Maybe this will be, a lesson for them. But yeah, what are you thinking, Kay? Do you want all this stuff?
No, I've got
1,000 random used buttons.
I've got shelves and shelves of that stuff already. Certainly don't need $150 for a control panel. Unless I can get $150 for each of my control panels.
Random stuff, right? Like a Pac-Man control panel.
Now, if I can get $150 for mine, I've got several of them.
Yeah.
I'll sell mine for $100. I got several of them. So you were asking if people message like my want ads. I get a lot of messages just to my business page because on all my for sale ads, I also mention if you have anything that you would like to trade in for store credit. So I get a lot of messages about that. And not everyone realizes that I only want you to trade in like stuff that I actually sell. People will be like, yeah, can I trade in like my AR-15 or go-kart or my pit bull puppy or 30 minutes with my ex-wife, just whatever they want to try to sell me that's not an arcade or pinball machine. Like, no, it's got to be something that I normally deal in. Like,
Hold on, wait. You would say no to an AR-15?
Yes, I would say no to an AR-15 because I don't deal in guns. I deal in arcade and pinball machines.
A pit bull puppy would be nice. I don't know about your ex-wife, but
I mean, it'd probably be adorable. It's like, just send me pictures. I do want to see
dog. You could have a shop dog.
By the way, this was all the same person trying to work out a deal.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It turns out the ex-wife and the pit bull puppy were the same person. Anyway, so
Sorry,
at that point,
Like all of that for one arcade room?
yeah,
you get to pick 2 out of the 3, or like
All
For a poker machine with a 60-in-1.
yeah, where you could still see the square buttons along the.
at that point, it's
Send me
kind of
his
worth
number.
it. So anyway, I'll get people that are like, yeah, I'd like to trade in. I've got a broken centipede that's I want $4,000 for, and also I'm in Georgia. Is that a problem? And at that point, like, I kind of have to price police at that point because they've come to me and they're trying to set the standard. And it's like, okay, first of all, usually if they're trying to sell me something or trade in for something, it's going to be something that I've sold before because I've sold almost everything. And so I can go back to a previous sale of mine and I can screenshot it and send it to them and be like, okay, look, I've sold this game before. This is how much it sold for. And whenever I sold it, it was restored or at least refurbished and all this preventative maintenance has been done. It was fully working. This is the condition it was in. And I sold it for this amount. This is how much it was worth in that condition. This is that same, yours is this machine, that same machine in this condition. It's clearly not going to be worth that much. So I can give you this much for it. Your $4,000 machine is now worth $400. Sorry, that's all I can offer you for it, realistically. If you can't do that, I understand, but that's all I can offer you for it.
Do these conversations go like your typical episode of Pawn Stars, where you're like, look, I would sell this for $100.
It's like,
cool,
best
then
I
I
can
want
do is
$100. But that's not how it
Just
works.
behind the counter laughing.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are just like, yeah, this I would sell it for $1,000, and they're like, cool, give me $1,000 for it. It's like, that's not how it works. I still have to make money off this thing. Plus, I have to do all the repairs, blah blah blah. That's why I'm offering $400. Yours is on fire right now. Come on, dude. And sometimes they understand that, and they will negotiate and work with me. And sometimes they don't. And at that point, I will totally walk away because I've got 125, 150 projects. I don't need theirs. And
You're
if
not in business to lose money.
yeah, if I end up losing the sale because of it, so be it. I will sell that machine to someone else. It's fine. It's fine. And if that person is just completely unreasonable, I probably didn't want them as a customer anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that happens probably more often than not because there's people just don't want to be told that they're wrong.
Hmm.
And they just don't want to admit it when they are.
That,
And
can we put that on a shirt?
I do it.
Nobody's gonna buy it.
No one's gonna buy it. I do it as politely and as gently as I possibly can, and I don't outright tell them that they're wrong. It's like I just like, look, this is what I sell it for in this condition. This is your machine in this condition. This is what I can offer for it. And I even tell them, I understand if you can't do that. If you want to try to sell it for more on your own time and come back with that cash and buy my machine with that cash, that's fine. If the machine is still available when you want to do that, it'll be here. If not, maybe I'll have something else at that time. Let me know what you want to do. But I'm totally willing to walk away, because
Gotta be.
if I wasn't, then I'd totally be losing money left and right.
Yeah, and you do it
a
as
couple minutes ago. Couple minutes ago, Command the Line had a nice comment saying that he'll respond with, quote, "Congratulations, your price is the highest I've ever seen for this game."
That's
and I know
an aggressive way of doing it.
It is, and I respect it. Right?
I would love to come to people with that attitude, but it's probably not the best way to approach.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have seen other people that just go aggressive, and just fire off messages on Facebook Messenger saying this is, $3,200 for an asteroids.
It's like $3,200 for an asteroid. So you're also going to suck this? Yeah, no.
But that opens up an interesting thing. So Cody's in our little collective group here, and you could be one of those people that respond to the guy up in Edmonton looking for the asteroids, and you could say that to him. Congratulations, your price of $2,800 is the highest I've ever seen for an asteroids.
Yes,
you could do that right now.
Yes,
do that right now. The links. Pull up Facebook Messenger and go to
I'll
the
do
chat.
it right now. Give me the link.
Let's do it right now.
Brigade.
Yeah.
Activate.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, and when you propose this topic, Chance, it's different for collectors, right?
Yeah.
Like Kay deals mostly with retail customers, right? We are obviously collectors, and like collector to collectors are often like there's a relationship involved, there's whatever type, there's a friendship connection. Sometimes there's the bro price type of thing. And what collectors will pay for stuff, because collectors are going to have the most information. They're going to be the most knowledgeable about what something's actually worth.
Yeah.
They're going to be the most knowledgeable about what it, if something is not in pristine condition, what it takes to get it, back to, right? Like if somebody's trying to sell even a desirable color vector and it's an empty cabinet, you're not going to get much, right?
No, because you still got to pay for that XY monitor.
Right. The monitor's expensive, the board's expensive, even the power brick is expensive.
Well, then that's going to be part of my argument when I go to the guy, when I finally, after Cody's done mouthing him off, when I go to the guy and go, look, like I have to pay, like I don't have the time right now to rebuild the monitor, but the monitor does need some work. And I've got some other friends in the collective I can throw a bone to and be like, hey guys, like, does anybody want to fix this black and white vector, get a couple $100 out of it? My buddy who wants to buy the game will pay for that monitor work because he's not an arcade guy. He just wants that he's got disposable income. He's not going to get deep into the hobby. He wants his piece of childhood nostalgia that he grew up on the ferry playing back in the early 80s. So like for him to get him the most bulletproof of a black and white vector monitor and have the game up and running is the most important thing. And I might run into him on another show too. He's one of our camera operators. He's a great dude. I'm probably going to run into him again. And I want him to be happy with the purchase. And maybe like I'll get more work out of it down the road because maybe he'll suggest to another producer, hey, you guys need playback. You guys need this. So you should hire Chance. He's hooked me up. So it's kind of like a nice business deal for me in a way too. But I'm not going to give him garbage.
Well, and, another sort of skill to hone here is just people skills and relationships and friendships. One of the things that and maybe this is self-serving, right? But I like doing favors for people that I know I'm going to encounter again. I'm going to see them again, right? Because down the road, there might be an opportunity where I need to ask them for a favor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of my goals in life is to, when I, leave this mortal coil, is to have a lot of people that owe me favors, right? Because I've done good things. Hey, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out. I've done good things for them. And I like to, this sounds like manipulative, but I don't really think it is, right? Because
sounds like The Godfather.
A little
right?
bit.
Like a little bit, but like
he's gonna make you an offer you can't.
Right.
There will come a time when I will need for you to perform for me a favor.
I can't get Ted Cruz's really bad impression out of my head now that you've said that.
It's not like reducing it to transactional sort of thing, right? But like, you don't want to be the person that never helps anyone, because guess what? No one's ever going to help you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even the simple things like, you help someone out with something, and then like 2 years later, they see something that they don't want, but you're the guy that they text and say, "Hey, I saw this you might be interested in." And that could, be a huge boon for you.
But even just like, okay, just recently, like, just to be a good human, right? Like, because I've probably done a bunch of bad stuff in my history growing up.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. But just but honestly, like, sometimes it's just the right thing to do. Like, okay, Dillweed, we've brought him up a couple of times, and I want, in my mind, great human being. Taylor is probably one of the nicest dudes, like Matt, Taylor, a bunch of the guys on the Discord.
Taylor,
some of the nicest.
All these guys have done great favors for me.
Yeah, even Matt. Well, okay. So like Taylor, as an example, Dillweed, he is the guy that should have that Pioneer balloon. There's nobody else that I know that should have that Pioneer balloon. It's not just a good home, it's the right home.
And let's be honest, it's not like there's 100 people out there clamoring for a Pioneer balloon.
No, but this thing's also like showroom, brand new almost. There's nobody else I know that would, to do the right thing to get that game into his hands was, I think, the most important thing. I'm not expecting anything back, but it's the right thing to do in that case. So I can see what you're saying. You feel like it's self-serving, but it's really not. Like, at the end of the day, it was a good thing to do. We're a small.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Dillweed has got the most unique collecting style out of anyone I know on in the arcade collecting community. There are just whole classes of games that I feel are like the best suited for him particularly.
Yeah.
Well, I traded him.
Treat it right too. He's gonna get that game. He's gonna take it, and you feel like you did a good thing to help somebody else in the community, right?
Yeah. Well, I traded him my armor attack and my depth charge. I tacked those onto an existing trade that we were doing because, I'm like, I don't know if these are keepers for me, but they belong in Dillweed's collection, especially the depth charge. Right? That's like one of the best, in my opinion, Bronze Age games. And he'll appreciate it better than I would, So
yeah, be a good human to other people in the collective. Don't be a jerk, and do the right thing. I think
be the kind of person that other people want to help. And the way you become that person is by helping other people. Yeah. Love it.
Okay. So I guess that's kind of the plan. You're gonna be passive aggressive to this dude because we know he's not a collector. We know he's
somebody should be aggressive.
Yeah. Jeff already did that. He messaged him and offered him $1,000, but was like aggressive.
From 38?
From 28.
Okay, 28.
I don't know what you're gonna offer, but just say like the passive aggressive, like, congratulations, it's the highest price I've ever seen.
Off of the back of my hand.
Yeah. He's gonna block you like right away. Did you find it?
No.
Oh, you should, I'll send it to you. But yeah, so that, I guess that's the topic. That's going to be the avenue we'll take. But it's, again, like, that's why I wanted to bring this topic up, because it's like there's price policing, Like someone will post something that they know what they have on Clav or Facebook Marketplace, and then you'll get that, age-old story of people laughing at the post, or like going, you put too many zeros on the end of that, or that kind of thing. But then again, sometimes you get somebody who is obviously not a member of the community. We've asked around, and the guy up there, he's not known in any of the community. Nobody knows him. He's not like an avid collector. He's not part of we know he's not part of any of the local Facebook groups. He's not in Clav. We've done our research. He's just some random guy that has this sitting in his basement.
Are there no other asteroids for sale right now in Calgary?
There aren't, which is weird because it's a common game.
A lot of effort into one broken asteroid 6 hours from you.
Well, I mean, I don't want to go too far. All of Western Canada within driving range, I think, is fair. Up the main routes and back to BC, I think, is fair. Saskatchewan, maybe. Like, we're not going to Saskatchewan anytime soon.
I'm looking right now. Not even doing a smart search. 950, 1200, 500, 800, 700 for deluxe. Another 950.
Man,
I found one. 3,200 in New Jersey.
there was a broken one 2 hours from me for $25 the other day, but I wasn't able to go get it.
200 for an empty cabinet. 250 for what's this one? What's in this? Oh, another empty cabinet. But like, there's tons of them.
Yeah.
Here's one with a monitor for $80. Oh wow! Here you go. Asteroids.
Wow. It's in Costa Rica.
Nope, it's in New York.
It's in Midland, Texas.
It's Long Island, which is a huge pain to get to.
He's just gone.
$80 for. I mean, I can't tell if it's complete, but it's got a monitor. It's got a 3-slot coin door.
I always waited for the day when like we were live, and all of a sudden one of us found a deal and all just up and
just
gone.
Left.
Like
there you go.
Peace.
Don't think
I'm
I'll
gonna post this $80 asteroids.
Speaking of which, Cody and I have to go. We got to get in a car and drive.
That's not stopping Liam. I'm starting to doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
Wow. What Sparkle Motion?
Oh, Stephen Wallard is here. I was talking about you earlier, Stephen, because Liam recently picked up a 2-player Super Off-Road with a track pack, and I got mine from you, Stephen. I'm sure you remember.
Wayne, this is sorry, Wayne just posted in the chat. The guy behind Chance looks a lot like me. Weird. Yes, Wayne, Cody is the wish.com version of you.
Oh, and you know what? They're both in the automotive industry.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Wayne's
all
a mechanic.
People who work in automotive anything end up like this. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna go. We're gonna take off. We'll let you know in the next episode how this turns out. But fingers crossed, we'll get it or find another one.
There you go.
So
drive to Long Island, $80.
Yeah,
it's less than 3,200 in gas.
Fly out there and then ship it out here. It'd probably be cheaper.
Big time.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys again.
Bye, Chance. Bye, Cody.
Bye-bye.
So, Liam, give us an update. What's your current situation?
Driving.
I have made 0 turns, done nothing, just continuing straight on.
What highway are you on?
I have no idea.
Where was this pickup?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay, I see. Are you still in Pennsylvania?
I don't think so.
No, you're in Maryland now.
Probably.
Are you driving by my house?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, stick your head in that wave.
I'm checking because I'm sure you could have gone by me. I am consulting Google Maps. Yeah, so you're probably on 70. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you were never in Virginia.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh has a pretty active collector community. I see
I'm just
stuff
surprised
pop
that
up
there
for
aren't
sale.
very many members of your community that are there.
There's just the one, right? Is it Little Larry Sellers, I think?
Yeah. But he's
There's
farther east, I think.
Yeah, there's Bob Freeman's Bob Freeman's maybe 2 hours from Pittsburgh. So yeah, maybe they, they're a very insular community. Maybe they don't even watch YouTube. I mean, I can't blame them.
I had been avoiding going to a Pittsburgh trip, but I could not turn down the Joust 2. I really wanted one for my collection.
Yeah.
And this one's nice, so I'm very excited. Hopefully it makes the journey home okay.
It's not working or it is working?
It's not working. It's throwing a whole bunch of memory errors, and the screen is all garbled.
But it's not dead.
To work. It's not completely dead, no. It tries to work. It even booted up into attract mode while I was looking at it. And I found out that Joust 2 actually has attract sounds, which I did not know before, and they sound awesome. So that's pretty cool. But
and what was
was
this a
garbage.
collector you were buying it from?
It's an old arcade that is closing down in a mall, and it was a collector who had it, who was running the arcade, had a whole bunch of stuff, all kinds of rare titles. He was telling me the story of the machine and other machines he had. He was like, oh yeah, I had an original Inferno a while back too, and I sold that for oodles of money. And Mystic Marathon, some unique pins, that kind of stuff. And
he had these on location?
Some of them. The Joust 2 was on location, yeah.
Wow. This wasn't Pastimes Arcade, was it?
No. It was a different arcade.
But with that deep a collection, like, because no casual player is going to an arcade looking for a Mystic Marathon.
I mean, most of the games were gone by the time I got there because that location was closing down. That's why it was on sale. But just the stuff that was in there, I mean, there was a Hercules, tucked into the back corner. When I say tucked, that's, quotes, because Hercules is massive. But
it's the size of a car.
Yeah. You didn't want to pick that up?
Hercules I've seen this last week.
Have you ever had one in your warehouse, Kay?
No, but I've seen one, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
That's one of the most boring pins I've ever played. Yes.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's really horrible. I play it usually whenever I see one. I'll give it a quarter and play it. But yeah, no, there's no way I would ever want to own one. It's the slowest, most boring pinball ever.
Yeah, it's a total gimmick. It's the slowest pin I've ever played. If it's a 5-ball game, I'm not going to make it through all 5 balls. I'll walk away from it.
And it's a cue ball, right? It's a billiards ball.
It's a cue ball.
Yeah.
Which is not going to have the same kind of action off of targets that a stainless steel.
No, it's at a crawl.
Like washing machine motors for the flippers also.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm still thinking about maybe getting rid of my pins. I think I've settled on they're leaving this room. I'll put them in a different room in the basement. And I'm going to go all vids in this room. I can fit 8 more vids in this room if I take the pins out.
That's a pity.
Yeah.
Pins are great. Need more of them.
They are. To me, I like working on the vids more, and I play the vids more. I get plenty of.
I don't like working on pins much.
I get plenty of satisfaction out of going to either an arcade or somebody's collection and playing, the pins that they have. I enjoy it. But it's always to me going to be the. Yeah.
Speaking of pins, last episode, I was talking about, get me a RoboCop. And,
I'm sorry. That was a disaster.
Yeah, that was a disaster, but they found me a RoboCop in Virginia. Yeah, Virginia.
Yeah, it was in Richmond.
Yeah, in Richmond, and one of the guys in the your Discord was
Mike.
going to Mike. He was going to assist. Him and Liam were going to assist me in getting that pin. He was going to go do the work. He's going to take a day off of work, and he was going to. I was going to send him the money. He was going to go pick it up, cash on the glass. He was going to take it to Liam. Liam was going to do the work to like box it up and send it to me, like to like a Fastenal or whatever, and actually get it to me. And I was gonna have me a RoboCop pinball machine, but the guy was just flaky as hell and kept pushing the date back, and it just never ended up happening. I don't blame him for just giving up on it. I don't blame him at all for that, but it was sad.
Silver lining, not for you, but for me. So one of the reasons Mike was willing to do it is so Mike kind of lives, call it halfway-ish between Liam and I, so greater DC area. And this pin was down in Richmond, which maybe 2 hours away from Mike. But he had to go down there anyway. His kid was at a sports tournament down there, like an overnight thing. And so they had worked out the thing. And he said something. I can't remember exactly how this happened, but somebody listed some Nintendo parts in Richmond, and I shared it or somebody shared it. And I think Mike even mentioned, if anyone wants that, I'm happy to pick it up because I'll be there, right? And I said, cool, here's my money. And he ended up getting so this was from a person who apparently like strips cabinets and multicades them, which is anathema. But at least we can rescue these parts from being recycled or something. So I got a untested 20EZ Donkey Kong board set and the power supply and harness, I think, for $200, which I thought was pretty good. So sorry it didn't work out for UK, but silver lining.
Yeah, I mean, you got your stuff, so at least someone was reliable enough to answer the call.
Yeah. Well, and I was a little bit worried because when I contacted the seller, he was a little bit squirrely, but not too bad. But then I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm not going to pick it up. A buddy of mine is going to pick it up. Here's his phone number to coordinate the pickup. But it all worked out okay. Another interesting thing is
Mike in general, though.
Oh, he's great. He's done me a bunch of favors. I've tried to help him out.
He picked up that Black Widow cabinet for me and dropped it off at the house. Real absolute class act.
He is a extraordinary gentleman. I'm glad to call him my friend. There's another thing working out where I might be picking up a pinball machine for a channel member, and it's in Richmond. We'll see. Hey, Mike, we'll see if it happens. I'm happy to do it, especially given the timing coming up will be okay. But hopefully they're able to make that happen. But I'll just pick it up and hold it onto it, and then the channel member is going to make a very long drive to come pick it up. So I'm happy to hold on to it. And he's like, hey, feel free to set it up and play it until I can get it. So that's not a bad deal. But yeah, people helping people. That's one of my favorite gifts to put in the Discord is when I see one channel member helping out another channel member. I like it's from Wedding Crashers, right? Like people helping people. It's powerful stuff. So cool.
I don't get a lot of that down here because ain't nobody live near me.
Well, and that's another thing with the price police thing is like, what's your local market look like? Like that kid that was trying to sell all those control panels and random buttons and disassembled joysticks and just random stuff. I'm like, look, you're literally in very, very. Like, he might as well have been Liam, where we did the warehouse raid in West Virginia, just middle of nowhere, super rural, no major cities around. So the market, unless you're willing to ship stuff, the market's going to be very, very limited, you know, versus if you're in a major city or near a major city, there's a lot more people.
Yeah,
right?
for stuff like that, I'm the market.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I guess my takeaway, moral of the story is be a good person, help people out, and it'll come back to you at some point. But cool. Do we want to go around the horn with looking ahead, our closing updates, upcoming plans, what you're looking for, parts you need, what's coming next on your channel? Maybe starting
Sure,
with
if you
UK.
want.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm really looking for is I mentioned that the Centipede Millipede Missile Command Let's Go bowling cabinet I picked up. I could use a working PCB for it, just so I don't have to deal with the busted one I got. So if you got one of those, you got a working PCB, holla at
Team
your boy.
play.
Yeah. Mine does not work correctly. 2 out of 4 games work correctly. I guess 2.5 games, because you can't play Centipede. It just, the sound kind of goes out. But Missile Command does not work. But the other 2 games do. I would like all 4 games to work, because if I'm going to sell that game, I would like to sell it with all 4 games working correctly. So if you got a PCB for that cabinet, I want it. So sell it to me. As far as parts go, that's probably the only thing I need. And for upcoming videos, whatever I fix next, I'll probably film it and then I'll put it on my TikTok at prime_arcade. Follow me.
Because you've been working on some Ms. packs lately, right?
I had like 4 or 5 of them in the shop, and I still have a couple left.
Yeah.
I've got I've got another dedicated one that I need to put a monitor in, because I did a video where I fixed one, and I had a tube in there where it was, the green gun was bad in it, and I put my rejuvenator in it. I shot the hell out of that green gun, and I got it to come back, but overnight the green gun died again. So it's not going to last. My rejuvenator can only do so much. So that the green gun in that tube was just dead. So I had to pull that tube out, and it's just it's Dunsky, and the burn in on it is horrendous. I mean, most mispacks,
Anything with pack. Oh yeah.
Most burn ins are pretty bad anyway. But even behind smoke plexi, this one's just bad. It's that tube's Gonski. So I'm gonna have to replace that tube completely anyway. And unfortunately, it's for a K4900, and I don't think I have a single tube in the shop that takes another 4900. So I'm just gonna have to put something else in there entirely. So I can't even reuse the chassis for it, because the chassis is perfectly working, because it's a perfectly working monitor minus the green. So I'm just gonna have to put something else in there and pull something off of my shelf and probably rebuild it, because I'm pretty sure everything on my shelf doesn't work. So I'm sure I'll do a video.
Ms. packs must sell pretty well, pretty easy to sell, right?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have a buyer for it as soon as I do it, because Miss Pack, Galaga, they'll fly out as soon as I get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like 2 of the best selling games in the world. They'll still sell.
Even if Chance doesn't like them.
Yep. Even though he's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Cool. What about you, Liam? What are you looking for? What Last Williams games do you need? Parts, and what's coming up next on Retro Robotics on YouTube?
Okay. Let me think about this. All right. So the next thing that's coming up is I've got to move a whole bunch of stuff that's in the garage into the house. So that would be Marble Madness, Super Off-Road, hopefully the Joust 2 once I get that going later this week. Those all need to go into the arcade. And there's a bunch of projects that I need some stuff for, and I need to start working on. Baby Pack, I need a new MPU, because the one on Baby Pack is absolutely toast. I'll need to do that at some point. Black Widow, cabinet's in pretty good shape, but I need a harness and a marquee at minimum. And I'll probably need to start piecing together that one. I'm not doing anything with the Kubert cubes right now, so I'm just kind of leaving that to the side. Space Wars, still need that silly keycap that I am missing. I need to figure out what's wrong with that monitor on one of the Space Wars boards. I got one monitor working, one's not working. I just need more time to dig into that, and I really need to clean up my garage. It's an absolute disaster right now from everything I've been doing. Need to fix a Defender board set. I've got that out on the bench. I've got a Lunar Lander PCB out on the bench that I need to fix. Just need time and effort to apply to the many broken boards that need fixing. But I'll get around to it eventually. But yeah, not really looking for anything besides those right now. Need to make more space in my garage, get rid of a couple things.
Cool. Looking forward to all that. And yeah, let's see. For me, current stuff I'm working on is the Outrun Mini. That'll be a couple more weeks until that's done. The J-Rock Multi-Williams build for Back to the Media, I think will be done relatively soon. The cabinet work was most of the stuff, right? I've got the artwork ready to go. I've got a reproduction control panel from Tony Arrowwood from the Arcade Wood Shop. I need to put all that together. I've got the J-Rock. I've got to probably pull a monitor off the shelf and see if that, probably do a cap kit or something. So I think that's coming together pretty well. I'm going to try to get the Nintendo versus Unisystem cabinet squared away. I'm building a new base for it. Needs a little bit of, tiny bit of cabinet work here and there. And I bought the correct T-molding for it. That just arrived. I got so it's not going to stay as a Super Mario Brothers. So I've got the ROM set and marquee for the game that is going in there. So that'll be pretty good. That'll be easy. I gotta rebuild the Sharp XM 2001N monitor for that. And then the next three up that I think I'm going to work on, and if Vector Collector is listening, he's going to be mad because it's not the Battle Zone, although the Battle Zone will get touched probably this winter. I think the Berserk is going to come together pretty easily. The cabinet doesn't need any work. I got a J-Rock Stern board, so it's got Berserk and Frenzy. I just purchased an original bezel and control panel in decent shape. So I'll need to find a marquee. I used to have a marquee, but then I sold it. It was a wall hanger, but it was in nice condition. So I'll track down a Berserk marquee. And then it's basically just putting the thing together. And I got a couple of games that I need to build a power supply setup. So with a switching power supply and an isolation transformer and fuses and all that. So I bought all that stuff to assemble those. So Berserk will come together pretty easily. I got the longest standing project is the Missile Command Cocktail. That needs the edge connector needs to be repinned. Then it might be pretty fast there. I'm going to try to do the food fight, the Irish food fight, but before it gets too cold. That's the one where, so it's an Irish Atari Ireland food fight. And they painted the cabinet with I don't know if it's textured paint or like pickup truck bed liner. It's like the really high texture paint stuff.
Crunchy.
So I'm hoping I can get that off with Citrus Strip. I've got a working PCB. I need to order artwork for it, but Arcade Art Shop in the UK sells that. So in terms of what I need a Mario Brothers PCB. I think I've kind of figured out what I want to do with the Berserk Bat Top joystick. Always looking for an Enigma 2 PCB. I'm always looking for, cheap, good Neo Geo MVS carts. I need a Marble Madness kit. I could really use a Marble Madness, the daughter card, like the cartridge board, and a control panel populated if possible. But I think the next video, if I can get the timing right, will be fixing the Outrun Mini dashboard, doing the plastic repair. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure I have enough days because I need to cut the previous repair out, fix that with super glue, and then at least 3 days of applying 3 layers of this slurry and then letting it dry. Then I'm going to want to paint it or sand it and paint it. So we'll see. Maybe that video might be running a little bit late. but I've always got something I can do. Cameron, I need a Mario Brothers PCB. I already have a Super Mario Brothers PCB. I need an original, normal, non-super. Yeah, Kay says less than stellar Mario Brothers. The one that was the mini game in Mario 3 with the shell creepers. So yeah, Line X. It might be it's Line X or Rhino Lining or something like that, Papa Sean. I think that's what it is. So hopefully Citrus Strip will rip that off. I don't think there's artwork underneath. Worst case scenario, I'll sand it off. I know it comes on the 19-1. Is if the board's available for cheap. I thought I had a line on a cheap one, but the person's been on vacation and isn't in a rush to sell, but we'll see. It'll come together. So cool. Any parting words, guys?
I mean, I got a few, but you probably have to bleep them.
Yeah. Liam, drive safely.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thanks especially to Papa Sean 69 for the very generous super chat donation. And here, who do we have still in the chat? We got Cameron, we got DJM, we got Papa Sean, we got Mike, we got Yo Eddie. Who else? Random Billy Bob, all our regular fans here, Stephen Wallard. All right, guys, I think that'll do it. This was episode 32 of the Coin Gem podcast. Thanks for watching. I'm Charlie from Overtime Arcade, Kay from Prime Arcade, Liam from Retrobotics, Chance and Cody from the Canadian Arcade. We'll see you in about a month. See ya.